All right, welcome everybody to Teaching Crypto. We are still early in the bull run. Some exciting things. Hit that like, that subscribe bell notification, super chat. Please share the show as things are about to explode. Before we look to the future, really quickly, Mr. FOMO. Last bear market held a lot of anger, and one man that is responsible. Unfortunately, it's not Steve Ehrlich, but Alex Mashinsky of Celsius pleads guilty to a lot of things. One of them manipulating the price of Cell, agreed to sentence to 30 years in prison here, as a lot of people lost their crypto. Bankrupt situation, Chapter 11, similar to Voyager here. What are your thoughts as we finally do see some justice here with Mashinsky?
Better hide, Steve. You better run and you better hide, because the people that did the same things that you are doing are having to plead guilty now to save themselves some time in prison. 30 years is a long time to spend in prison. But this guy hurt a lot of people, and that's the result of that. So I'm glad to see the justice system catching up to him. I'm glad to see that he's at least copping to what he did and accepting the fact that he should be sent to prison. I wish he never did what he did, but can't turn back the clock.
No. And we'll see what happens with Steve Ehrlich. Steve, you're welcome to come on the show anytime you want. But let's move ahead to something positive.
Make sure you give us your location so that we can send our friends.
Sometime in the Caribbean, I'm sure, is somewhere in the Caribbean, I'm sure, is where he's hiding here. And he came up for that Bitcoin conference and just tried to go incognito. But, things don't change. Never took accountability. But speaking of accountability, I think, Mr. FOMO, there are times in crypto where you really have a chance to strike. And I do believe Dogecoin here is a great opportunity. Now, it really depends on where you look at this chart. The 7-day, you say to yourself, oh, not doing so well. It's consolidation, folks. Look at the 1-month chart, but look at this yearly here. We started at 4 cents. We've 10x since then. And what I love is the last week there's been some consolidation. And now I think we're revving up. It could be a day, could be 2, could be 3, it could be 7 days from now. I can't tell you when. I think we're revving up for a big move towards that 70 to 80 cent mark. So we wanted to make sure our viewers were aware of that. Obviously, can't get them all. The XRP rip was amazing, and I'm looking to get into XRP once this once it kind of settles and consolidates a little bit. The HBAR rip was amazing, right? You can't catch them all, but what you can do, look for coins that are consolidating. I'm not a huge Dogecoin fan. I'm not planning to be in it for the next 3 to 6 months. Absolutely not. But right now, do your own research. Might not be a bad time, Mr. FOMO.
Yeah, this is actually another episode where we're shilling my bag again. You know that I've gone in heavy on Dogecoin because I believe that it is ready to rip again. Like you said, the last 7 days look, in the last probably a little bit more than that, look a lot like consolidation. We know this coin is linked to Elon Musk. We know Elon Musk is going to have a prominent position in the Trump administration. You have the Doge, or the Office of Doge, or Doge, I forget what they're calling it, but the Department of Government Efficiency that Elon is supposedly going to head up. And so I think Dogecoin not only is going to rip, but I think it's going to have a place if crypto finds its way into our government and finds its way into identification and voter registration and things like that. I think Dogecoin might have a place somewhere in there. I don't know how much utility it actually has, but I think it's going to have a place somewhere in there if crypto is integrated into our government systems. So long term, I think it's going to be it's going to be great. But in the short term, with everything else ripping and this sort of sitting back, it seems like the perfect time for us to jump into that pool and wait for it to
absolutely. So
wait for it to heat up.
Things are time sensitive. So if you're watching this tomorrow and it's already started running at 55 cents, you kind of missed the entry there. But pay attention. Mr. Slim asking about Litecoin. Now remember, Mr. Slim, we did say buying Litecoin at the fall after the halving can be a very good move. Well, Litecoin has gone from 50 to 127. It hasn't been on my radar, and I kind of wish I had a little bit because it's been a steady riser. I mean, it's up this month a nice cool 61%. Um, so Litecoin is actually, excuse me, misspoke, 92% this month Litecoin is. So it's actually at 127. And that goes to show you, some of these classic coins, Mr. FOMO, they've done super well. We did think that maybe some of them wouldn't do as well as the newer projects, but what we've seen is the people that have come back have gone to what they're familiar with. Would I buy Litecoin right now? I don't know. It's still far from its all-time high, but it's gotten it. When we told you it was at 50, that was really the time to get in.
Right. And I don't know that there's anything exciting going on with Litecoin right now.
No.
I haven't really been doing any research into it. Um, so I would have a hard time jumping into Litecoin right now, especially with things like Doge or XRP or,
Well, the one
Cardano.
thing they have going for them, they are on Fidelity. And so the people that are coming in there, you got to think about people that are coming in for the first time, right? And there are people coming into Robinhood. There are people coming into Fidelity. There are people coming into Coinbase. It is easily available. And so that is something you want to consider. Not saying go and grab it because it's up almost 3x from a few months ago. But it does have a distinct advantage over some of the other tokens. I did want to look at Bitcoin because we never
Before we
did.
get too
Sorry,
far
go ahead.
away, from Mr. Slim's comment, I like what he said. This is why DCA and the bear market slowly and continually add to my portfolio and then sell off a specific percentage when the bull market goes into full swing. Perfect approach to this, right? Especially because a lot of your exchanges are on FIFO, which is first in, first out. And so when you buy is important, especially, it's especially important to buy low in the bear market because those will be the first ones out and you'll make the most profit.
All right. So really quickly, we got to jump into Bitcoin because we're trying to get above 96K. Are you a little surprised that we didn't get over 100K? Maybe, but I think it's coming. Whether it's this week or next week, it is coming. And I think my prediction is we're going to get over 110K this month. Mark it down. Okay. We're going over 100. In fact, we're going to 110. I don't think 150 is happening in December, but I do still think um, anywhere between, and I used to be 120 to 150. I'm saying this bull run anywhere between 120 and 180. I would love to call 200K. I'm just not there. Mr. FOMO, what are your closing comments on what Bitcoin is going to do in December?
Well, I really think that we might see a lot of action here left in December because remember in November when we started to rip, I said if we get 15% in November and 15% in December for a little Santa rally, that would put us well over 100,000. And so I'd love to see that prediction come true. I'd love to get us up over 100. I don't know if I see 110. I hate making predictions, but I'd say that 100 is a huge psychological level. So I think if we hit 100 and go past it, I think we'll have a hard time holding 100. But we'll see.
Yeah, I'm still very optimistic that December is going to be a good month. We'll see next time we talk if that Dogecoin prediction comes true. For Mr.